I'm just gonna, ooh, you'll see my little chubby fat roll. My little skin. So yeah, I got these cool little bather things. I got them in Bali actually, not from here, so I just wear it as bathers. I'm trying to sit my camera up so I can talk. But yeah, so is that a good like view-ish? Yeah, I will do. So I just wanted to like talk about traveling and being lonely. I mentioned in my last vlog that I left Chiang Mai because I was feeling lonely, and yeah, and I mentioned it in Instagram as well, and because I was sick when I got back, I was just feeling really unmotivated and just lethargic and just not happy. And yeah, I realized that this happens when you travel. And I do remember last year when I was traveling around Europe and stuff, I had the same feelings. You can be in a group of so many people and they're all your friends and you get along so well, but you can still feel lonely. And I can't explain the feeling, but yeah, it's really weird. And that's how I was feeling. I was coming back to Chiang Mai after being in Bangladesh, after being with my dad for 10 days, and then going to Bangladesh with Bo for 10 days, and then coming back and just to Chiang Mai, like it's familiarity, and that I didn't want to go back to because yeah, I don't even know where I'm getting with this, but I want guys to know that it is okay to feel lonely. So last year, yeah, when I was traveling a lot by myself in Europe, I noticed that I was lonely, not because I was not around people, but I was missing home and my routine and my bed, my things, my clothing, my being able to make my own food the way I want it, driving my car, seeing my friends, seeing my family, going to the beach, just meditating in my favorite spot, and yoga in my favorite spot, and just things that were so familiar to me that I missed, and that made me feel lonely because I felt like they defined me in a way, if that makes sense. But you have to remember that when you're traveling, that your possessions and your past, like the life that you are leaving behind for a short period of time or for a long period of time, doesn't define you as a person. That traveling is a time for where you can define yourself without these possessions. So I found that I was lonely in Chiang Mai because I was going back to this apartment where I didn't have like a kitchen, and I didn't have my friends that I wanted there. And I know that sounds really selfish, but you know, the friends that understand me, because I'm quite a sensitive person. I'm really deep and meaningful all the time, and I don't think people can handle that. When I go to them to confide in them, they kind of just think, oh, just go up the mountain and exercise more, then you won't have to worry about your problems. And I just think, no, it's more to that. Like, you don't understand. So that, you know, I want one of my own friends, and I missed my dad and I missed Bo, and I just wanted to keep moving. I didn't want to go back to Chiang Mai. Like, it was just so familiar. I just wanted something new. I didn't want to be back to the familiarity and have these things define me, that it was the same thing day in and day out like it was in Australia. Like, I want to be moving and finding places where it's simple, and I have just my backpack and my belongings, just what I need, not all this extra stuff to help define me as a person without my possessions. You know, you're always going to need your essentials, but obviously the minimal kind of possessions that you need to, you know, live a decent life. But yeah, just to be defined, to help define myself for just being me and being free and not, yeah, I can't really explain it. I hope this makes sense, but just even being here in Pai and being in Bangladesh, I just grew so much. Like, in Bangladesh, I grew so much, even though I was with Bo, who obviously is the love of my life, and we share a life together, but you still find out so much about yourself that you can't define back home. And you know, I like the feeling of being lonely, especially here in Pai. I like the feeling of being lonely because I can seriously just listen to myself. And what do I want from life? What am I feeling right now? What makes me happy? Who am I? Who am I? without going back home to Australia and having all of that stuff that used to define me, like my Volkswagen Golf and my hundreds of crystals and like my Optimum blender, like these things that I held so close that I think make me who I am. But what makes you inside? What are you internally? What are you on the inside? Like, what am I? Who am I? And that's why I think loneliness when you travel is the best thing. So you can meet a new person or a new group of people. Sorry, it's really itchy. You can meet a new person or a new group of people every night when you're traveling, which I did last year. When you're in Europe, you go out and you go to a restaurant and you meet people, or you know, you're at your hostel and you go out with them and stuff. But you can still feel alone because they're just new to your life. They don't define who you are. And you are out on your own because it's your responsibility to take care of yourself, to you know, to kind of please them in a way, like make friends and, you know, gain respect and have, yeah, just making new friends. Like that's takes courage, and that's to find out who you are on the inside. Does that make sense? Like that's why you need to be lonely. I'm like rambling off topic here, like my thoughts in my head. Like I wish you guys were in my head right now so you can understand, because sometimes when I'm thinking I can't comprehend it in words. Like I honestly can't. And sometimes I think for the things I think there's no English term for it or no English word for it. And yeah, but anyways, I'm just gonna wrap it up because I'll just get into like some weird trance and you guys will just think, what is this girl on? Or you probably want what I'm on. But yeah, so being lonely and feeling lonely when you're traveling is a good thing. It's a really good time for personal growth. Personal growth, to find who you are on the inside, finding what works for you, meeting new people, becoming confident, asking yourself questions, doing the things that you love, taking time for yourself and listening to your thoughts and listening to your body is what loneliness is. And yeah, loneliness is an amazing thing and I love it. And yeah, anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna go for breakfast now, and yeah, thank you for listening to me ramble on about crazy stuff. But yeah, thank you so much for watching my little mangoes, and I'll see you guys next video.